Hey everybody, this is John Campea for the Movie Blog, and this is my quick review of the new Quentin Tarantino film, Django Unchained. The D is silent. Now, as you gathered from the trailers, Django Unchained follows a slave by the name of Django who is unexpectedly freed by a bounty hunter, played brilliantly by Christoph Waltz, but I'll get to that in a second. The two go off on some bounty hunting missions, and then Christoph Waltz announces that he's going to help Django track down, find, and rescue his missing slave wife. And the adventures begin. Now, let me start with the positives on this movie. First of all, let me say this. I have never worshipped at the altar of Quentin Tarantino. I think some of his movies are really great, but I think some of his movies aren't all that memorable at the same time. Django Unchained is absolutely his best movie that he's ever made. Now look, when people talk about Django Unchained, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's performance, and it's great. You're going to hear people talk about Jamie Foxx's performance, and it's wonderful. But for me, the lifeblood of Django Unchained is the performances of Samuel L. Jackson and Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz. Now, Christoph Waltz, you will of course remember him from his Academy Award-winning performance in Inglourious Basterds, Quentin Tarantino's last film, and he kind of plays the exact same character, except the good side. In Inglourious Basterds, he was the same character, but just in the bad side. But the mannerisms and the way he talks is kind of exactly the same. But that doesn't matter because it's absolutely perfect for this character. He's engaging and so entertaining to watch. Look, Jamie Foxx and Leonardo DiCaprio may make the movie have depth, and that's great. But Samuel L. Jackson and Christoph Waltz give this movie entertainment. And this movie is entertaining, it is funny, it is witty, but at the same time, this is a hard R film. It is gory. There's lots of gratuitous violence, and if you're somebody who is a little queasy around really strong and offensive language, maybe this movie won't be for you because there's an awful lot of it, including one very memorable death scene that will make some people squirm in their seats. Absolutely no doubt about it. Now, the dialogue in this film, as in most Quentin Tarantino films, is kind of quick and witty and engaging, but I find this to be his best movie that he's ever made because he takes away some of the weaknesses that sometimes he has. Look, this is a long movie at almost 2 hours and 50 minutes, but it feels like every scene, well, maybe still a little bit long, but that every scene had a purpose. One of Quentin Tarantino's weaknesses in the past has been some of these really elongated scenes haven't served the movie or served a purpose. But I find in Django Unchained, that weakness has gone completely out the window and is fantastic. Look, some people might be tempted to say, oh, this is a study of one of the problems going through that America went through, dealing with the issue of slavery, but it's not. Slavery is the background to this story, absolutely, but it's the characters of the film that make this movie shine. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Quentin Tarantino's strength doesn't lie in his real deep and complex narrative, not at all. His brilliance is in developing and making these amazingly memorable characters, and all of them, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Samuel L. Jackson, all these characters, even Don Johnson, who pops up in this film, are memorable, just engaging characters that are so great to watch, and I think you're going to love this movie. Now, on the bad side, like I said, at 2 hours and 50 minutes, even for this movie, I found that to be just a little bit long. And like I said already, if you're not somebody who can kind of stomach really gratuitous, gory violence and, really harsh, gratuitous, offensive language, then maybe this movie won't be for you, and that's fine. But that's really the most negative I can say about this film. I absolutely adored it. I expect it to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this year. I expect Quentin Tarantino to be nominated for Best Director. Maybe not win in either one, but I would expect him to be nominated at the very least. I love this film. Like I said, I've never enjoyed a Quentin Tarantino film more. He is getting better and better and better and better as a director. He's recognizing his weaknesses and correcting them. I just can't say enough about it. I loved it. I think you will too. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Django Unchained a 9 out of 10. Make sure you run out and see it. For the Movie Blog, I'm John Campea.